Everyone, and welcome to EduMatch Tweet and Talk number 43. The topic today is going to be Minecraft. So just wanted to invite y'all to follow along with us on Google Plus on this live Google Hangout on air, as well as on Twitter using the hashtag EduMatch to back channel. Speaking of EduMatch, if you are interested in being our featured person of the day, then please go to edumatch.education and fill out the Google form. We would love to promote you and get you connections with educators all around the world. So today, speaking of educators all around the world, and we have an all-star panel for you. We have some other people who might be joining us in progress. But we're going to be talking about Minecraft today, and that is such a hot topic. There's so many people here to share their expertise and their experiences and their thoughts. So let's go ahead and get it started. So we're just going to have everyone introduce themselves, going from my left, from my right to my left. So we're going to start first with Steve.
Hey everybody, so my name is Steve Isaacs. I teach video game design and development in Basking Ridge, New Jersey at William Annan Middle School, and I teach game design and development, and I've been using Minecraft as what I'm starting to find as a pretty amazing game design engine for so many reasons that I'm happy to talk about. And in addition, just to let you know, I'm one of the Minecraft mentors. So I've been working with Microsoft, and you can book time to meet with me for free. Most of it's done via Skype, and I'm happy to help, especially people who are new and just starting to think about bringing Minecraft into the classroom. Hit me up for sure. And that's, I'll just say it out, but it's education.microsoft.com/Minecraft mentors.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, Steve. And next we have Shana.
Hey everybody, I'm Shana White from Georgia. I'm a middle school technology coordinator. I'm excited to be here. My daughter is like a Minecraft fanatic, and so she told me I had to be on this chat. So I'm here to learn, but also share the experiences I've seen through her eyes using Minecraft.
All right, fantastic. Welcome back, Shana. And next we have Rose. So Rose has just joined us. Rose, if you could please just kind of introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. It's nice to be here. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you again. I'm in Brazil. I've just started using Minecraft with my students, but this is not part of the curriculum. It's just a kind of like a small community of teachers and the students playing together. And I'm learning a lot from them and also from the community that introduced me to Minecraft. I teach English in a language school, so I'm trying to learn how to use Minecraft to expand the students' possibilities to improve the English, basically. So that's it from me.
All right, fantastic. So happy to have you join us, Rose. All right, next up we have John.
All right, hello everybody. My name is John Miller, and I'm a middle school teacher in California. And my emphasis has kind of been on history, but also literacy. I have students that are struggling readers and writers, so I've been using Minecraft for the last 4 years or so, and have seen phenomenal growth in my kids. It's really exciting.
Fantastic. We are so happy to have you here. All right, wonderful. Garrett.
Hi, I'm Garrett Zimmer, also known as PB Jelly Games. I've been a Minecraft YouTuber for many, many years. My focus has been on storytelling and story-driven YouTube environments. So I came to the educational environment with a group of about 15,000 kids behind me because I saw that there was just this tremendous potential in Minecraft. And now what I spend my time doing, aside from a little bit of live streaming on YouTube, is focusing on how do we make Minecraft fun for kids in the classroom? How do we turn it into a game? And I follow some of the same principles, and we talk about this all the time with Stephen Isaacs, where Minecraft to me it's probably the most powerful and efficient game design engine. And I believe that every educator is a game designer in training. And if we can get to that point with Minecraft, we're just going to be in this wonderful, wonderful utopia with kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. All right, and last and certainly not least, then we have Brett.
Oh, you left a special one to last. G'day, everybody. So I'm Brett Salakas. I'm talking to you from Australia. It's nice and early in the morning here. Well, not too early, but it is holiday time. So I have woken up especially to meet you all. And I just want to do one thing just quickly before I start, and that's just to go leaning like this to Sarah and go, because I'm giving you a virtual kiss and a hug now, but I'm hoping to see you at ISTE soon. To everyone else too on EduMatch, hoping to see you at ISTE soon. But look, I'm a Minecraft player as well, and I do muck around there and dabble. But I am well, I suppose in America I'd be classed as a middle school teacher. We have primary schools here, so I teach grade 6. So I'm looking at 12-year-olds, 11 or 12-year-olds, and I happen to incorporate some Minecraft use into my classroom, and I'm here to share a little bit of that and a little bit of my experience over the past few years. So I'm really excited to have a lot of fun with you guys today.
All right, fantastic. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to jump right on in. Welcome again to everyone. And to the audience, anyone who's watching us right now, if you have questions, and feel free to drop them on the Q&A, and we will try to get to as many as we can. But the very first question for the panelists is, what is Minecraft? And if you could just give educational implications of using it in the classroom. So some of you have alluded to that already, but who would like to take the first question? All right, Steve, go ahead.
Happy to. So, I mean, gosh, so Minecraft is, you know, at its core, it's a sandbox environment. So many amazing things about the way Minecraft came about. One thing was that the game did not come with an instruction manual per se. One of the most fascinating things, I think, is that all the content and whatever you want to call instructions or guidelines or whatnot are all user created, which is absolutely phenomenal. Which brings me to something I'm passionate about, which is watching how kids learn in informal spaces. And if you've ever watched, especially like Shana said, I think it's her daughter that dragged her here today. If you watch, I'm sure your daughter is going to YouTube and to wikis and learning from the greater community. And then what happens is, and you know, Garrett could speak to this too as a role model in this regard, is that then kids start wanting to create their own content and contribute that. So that's one huge piece. From the standpoint of it being, you know, this open sandbox environment, with a lot of opportunity for kids to modify the game itself and develop their own content within the game, as well as educators to do that. It does what I keep begging for all ed tech products to do, which is to provide an environment where we can be the content creators. So educators have done amazing things in terms of creating with their students, as well as some just collaborating with each other to build worlds that allow them to bring kids into immersive learning experiences. Kids are the experts often, in my case, and I think Rose might have mentioned it. You know, I learn with and from my kids all the time, and that's been a transformational experience for me as an educator, in terms of me letting go of control. And speaking of letting go, I'll toss it back out to allow other panelists to speak, but it's such an incredible tool that I can't speak highly enough about, you know, the impact it's had on me, you know, in my career growth, as well as watching the world take to it.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we're having some great comments and questions being popping up in the Q&A. So Zena is saying that her daughter is so excited to listen to this. So thank you, Zena, for tuning in. Dale is asking, will the links be placed in the Hangout site? Dale, for the links, and check Twitter, there will be an archive afterwards with the collection of curated resources. So check for that after the chat. Another great question is coming from Susie. What are the basic things you need to get started? So I believe, Garrett, if you want to go ahead and take that one.
Well, I think this is a really, really amazing question, because the simplest answer relates to how scaffoldable Minecraft is. And I'm sure that that's not a word. I've looked it up on dictionaries, and it's never popped up there. But I got it in my vocabulary. And the reality is, Minecraft, when you start playing Minecraft as a YouTuber, as just a simple Minecraft player, you start, as Steve said, with nothing. And you learn as you grow, and then you get up to the more advanced levels where you start to create content on it, and you create your own little adventures and your own little stories. And then even further to that, which is one of the things that I focus on with my group right now, is building redstone, amazing redstone, and using the coding, the inbuilt coding with Minecraft. So let's go back to the question is, what do you need to get started? As an educator, first of all, you need a group of willing students. I'm sorry, but ask any student and they're going to say, yes, I'd love to play Minecraft. Caveat to that is, you know, we need to find a way to drive it in a way that that it's not just about playing the game, but we also don't want to go away from necessarily incorporating the game concept so that we basically disconnect from the students. So the biggest thing that I would say you want when you're starting to design your lessons in Minecraft is imagination. I guarantee you, if you can take the creativity, every one of us has gone to university, every one of us has learned how to write a story, take that, put it into the world of Minecraft, give your students the opportunity to engage in this wonderful immersive world, and you will see magic happen. So that's really all that you need. You can take every single lesson that you currently teach now and find a way to put it into Minecraft. Doesn't need to be a big, beautiful build. Doesn't need to be, in fact, I'll tell you, the biggest YouTuber in Minecraft right now, the fastest growing is Stampy Longnose. We've all heard of him, all right? He does adventure worlds and adventure games on Xbox. Now, he doesn't build them, but he plays them. And I'll tell you, the adventure is really, it's this block character, literally it's a piece of wood with two levers coming out of it as hands and a sign on his face with signs layered all over the place telling the story and walking them through. It can be as simple as that. So that's the big thing that you need to do, is bring your imagination to it, align your imagination, align some creativity and some story-driven content into your curriculum, and you can take anything and put it into Minecraft and make kids fall in love with it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And Rose would like to speak to that point as well.
I would like to add that actually seeing my son, who is 5 years old, you know, teaching me all he knew about Minecraft and also protecting me when we were in survival. And not just that, like I've taken my degree in childhood education, and I've been to schools where kids had no access to any kind of technological resource or a lot of stimulus, you know, to develop. And it just was amazing to see that through Minecraft, he was able to develop a kind of thinking, you know, problem solving strategies, all kind of things I had never seen a 5-year-old. And this was something that was a wake-up call, you know, like, what am I doing that I'm not really connecting to my students? I remember 2 years ago, a student who was crazy about Minecraft, and he was telling me all about his creation and how he lost his world and stuff that he had built because the system crashed. And I was like, what is he talking about? I have no idea. And I didn't really care to find out back then. And this is so sad, isn't it? Because I lost a great opportunity. And now when I see him, he's in high school now. And I was telling him the other day, well, guess what? I'm playing Minecraft. He said, really? And then when I told him, oh, I'm learning how to, you know, create mechanism, and I want to make my own maps and stuff, you know, adventure map. And he's like, that's too much of a change, teacher. But anyways, I just want to add that Minecraft is, for me, is not an excuse to teach. I don't know. I don't know if I can put this right, but going back to the traditional way where we use media as a pretext to teach something, that is what Minecraft is not for me. Minecraft is really a social place where I am going to understand what's going on with, you know, that social space, and then try to go from there. That's what educationally speaking, I really believe in there is a lot more learning going on in our lives than just content that we have to teach in school. So I would say that would be what I actually believe, and just add that it's not about making a pretext to teach something. You know, it's much more than that. And if we don't understand, we are missing the point of the possibilities of Minecraft. So that's all.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So Shana also wants to speak to the point. We have a special guest with Shana, and we also have someone who just joined us, Traci, and her students. So we're going to throw it over to you right after we hear from Shana and her daughter.
Hey, I drug her up here. She's a little shy and scared. This is Kaylin. She's only 7. She got me introduced to Minecraft. I actually will give kudos to Rafranz Davis. She's the first person who introduced me to Minecraft and said, give this to your daughter. She's going to love it. And I just was kind of like, I don't really understand this. And I'm going to tell you literally the first 3 days, she got killed every single time and was distraught. I mean, crying. I don't understand this. And I said, there's got to be some manuals out there or something. And I said, no, I think the purpose of this game is for you to figure it out. And she was like, okay, I'll figure it out. And so finally, Rafranz mentioned, because she's younger, she said, don't do the active mode. I forget what the exact name of it is, because like I said, I'm not there. Thank you, survival mode. So we went to the other mode where she could just build. And she became hooked. And it's something, like I said, she does every single day. And I love the fact that it allows her to be creative. She has a very, very, very strong creative streak in her. And so Minecraft gives her that outlet that I just love. And so she said she wanted to just share real quickly. Go ahead.
I love that I can build and create anything that I want to.
So that's all she wanted to share. You want to say bye to everybody?
Bye.
Thank you so much, Kaylin. So great to hear your perspective. And thank you, Shana, for having her share her voice with us. So now we're going to throw it over to Traci. If you could please introduce yourself and your special guest as well. I think your mic might be muted.
Are we good? All right, Golden. Good evening, everybody. Traci Bonde from Dublin, California, Chief Technology Officer for school district, about 10,000 students. To the left of me is my son, Bryce Bonde. He and I have rolled Minecraft EDU out at approximately 3 schools so far. And our model is we take students and we make them server masters. They run the lab and they do all the tech support in the lab. And then that gives the teachers the ability to focus on only content. So I know he's had now many months, probably going on 5 months of experience as the server master for Murray Elementary. We rotate kids in the lab during lunch. We're doing it after school. We've done some Saturdays with parents, and we're getting ready to do PD for teachers. So we're both real excited to be here today. Sorry it took us a little while to get in. You want to add anything? No, it's good. All right, he says we're good.
All right, welcome. We are so glad to have both of you here with us. So we're now going to go to the next question, which is about some stellar examples that you have either seen or done integrating Minecraft into the curriculum. So I'm going to actually throw it over to Brett, if you could kick us off with the answer to that question.
Yeah, g'day. Look, I've got a couple up my sleeve, and I think it's I think part of the allure, like a few of the speakers had already said, is our ability to be creative. Now, we talk a lot now about contemporary pedagogy and everything, so the whole project-based learning is something that's really open, where children can sort of personalize their learning and really guide what they're doing. But when we do that, we need to make sure there's rigor involved in that. So often we have our assessment matrix and we have different things. So I think making sure, yes, there's that element of play, but there's that rigorous element of academic sort of underlay behind what we're doing. So I'm just going to share quickly a few things that I've either seen or that I've done myself. And the first one is really, really cool. We're coming up to a special day in Australia, and actually linking with New Zealand. Garrett called me out before and had a bit of a blend between an Aussie and a Kiwi accent there, but I am actually going to talk about something that is very special culturally to Australians and New Zealanders, and that is Anzac Day. Now, Anzac Day is right at the birth of our nation, only a few years old, getting involved in World War I, and there was a particular tough historical battle over in a place called Gallipoli. So one of the New Zealand teachers that I had seen online, and that's iPad Wells. Now, if you're on Twitter, you may already follow him, iPad Wells. He wrote up on his whiteboard this Minecraft challenge, and I'll share that challenge with you because a couple of Aussie teachers then saw those whiteboard markings and actually used Minecraft and a little bit of an overlay to make a Minecraft challenge to recreate the actual historical battle scene. So as soon as you're doing that, you're taking like your history teaching to the next level. Now at my school, we actually took that and we shared that out as a kindergarten to year 6, so from 5-year-olds to 12-year-olds, shared this task out, and then over the holiday period, because Anzac Day for us happens in the holiday period, so over the holiday period, children were able to recreate the Gallipoli scene. Now, what happened was crazy. We had stories of 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds sitting down and playing Minecraft and building this world, and then getting dad or grandpa or mum or whatever, and out the old books and the old maps, and actually literally getting out like granddad's old maps of battles and recreating the world to make it look like that. So not only intergenerational links, but then like historical understanding and real learning. So that was just a magical activity from iPad Wells there that some people sort of tweaked. I'm going to tweet that out on the EduMatch. I've actually got it saved to my desktop now, so as soon as I mention that task, I could tweet that out. So if you give me a few seconds after I stop talking, I'll make sure that that activity is there for everyone. I'm sure we could tweak that easy enough for any historical event. But I actually use Minecraft a lot in my own reading. Now, what I'll do is we have our guided reading, our reciprocal reading, our reading circle. There's lots of different names of teachers around the world will use it different ways. But when we're reading our novel and going through our novel, often one of the tasks to ensure comprehension might be to get children to create a story map to follow along with what they've done. So sometimes some of the activities that I might have in my class for their reading might be to create a story map based on the novel that we have read. And one of the most successful ones was my class last year, where we were reading The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and I had the whole series of Narnias sort of built, where you spawned inside the closet and you walked through the wardrobe and out into this beautiful Narnia world. It was amazing. It had the White Witch's ice palace and the broken altar where Aslan respawned and all that sort of stuff. So it's fantastic things, a lot of creativity. It's ensuring the comprehension and understanding of the story, yet in a really immersive, inspirational way. So just 2 little activities. I've got a whole plethora, but I feel like I've talked for long enough now that I'm going to pull up stumps, and I'm going to stop, and I might share a few other little trinkets as the conversation goes.
All right, fantastic information, Brett. Thank you very much. And I believe John also wanted to speak to the point.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to share. I've got a couple of examples that I've used. First, my students, somewhat surprisingly, they haven't had a lot of experience with Minecraft, so I have to spend the first part of the year getting them to learn Minecraft, but also getting them into the class routine. So I use a Minecraft as an extension of my history class. And one example is for what we did when we covered the Middle Ages. I worked with a former colleague of mine who's now retired, and he's a writer. And my students don't respond well to the textbook. I don't respond well to the textbook. I don't like textbooks. So I've recreated the history content, and he helped me put it in story form. So he wrote a series of vignettes. So the first one starts with the Dark Ages. And the kids and I, we read this story in class. It's got great characters. It's got action in it. We annotate it. We break it down so that everybody can understand what's happening. And then I recreated that scene in Minecraft. So in this case, the first one was the Vikings' first raid on Europe. So the kids read about it from the perspective of the Vikings attacking. But then when they get into the world, what they see is that the Vikings have already gone, but there are witnesses to the event. So they see it from a different perspective, and they interact with it that way. You can put characters in Minecraft that can interact with the kids, that can sort of speak to them in a text format. You can dress up the characters. You can create some really amazing effects. So it's very historically appropriate. And so the kids then come out of this world, and we discuss it, we take some notes, and then we read the next vignette, whereupon they go back in. And we repeat this 2 or 3 times. Then they come out and they write their own version of history, from their own experiences, which I think is really important. As adults, when we see games, we see kids playing games, it's difficult, I think, for us to dive in at the level that the kids do. It takes us a longer time to do it, but for kids, it's instant. They are there. They have no problem believing that they're in this world. A second example I've done, this was a collaborative one with a teacher and her class in Hawaii. To collaborate with another class, all you need is a shared server space. So she teaches Japanese culture to kids in Hawaii, and I taught medieval Japan as part of my history unit. So we merged together, and instead of building something, I wanted my kids to have a different experience, more of an environmental experience. So we looked at Japanese poetry, and the precursor to haiku poetry is called tanka poetry. And same 5 lines, but different syllables. And they're very environmental poems. They're poems that address kind of social issues, so I thought that would be perfect. The kids research the Japanese characters, and then they write a poem from that character's perspective. We then go into Minecraft, and the kids create a path, kind of a poetry path, and make environmental changes to the landscape. And they can add a few structures too. And one of the very cool things about Minecraft is it has blocks called command blocks that can make certain things happen in the game automatically. And one of the things that you can make happen is if you step on one, the line of a poem will pop up. So we gave the kids the command blocks, and as they're creating their path, they drop one of these command blocks, and when somebody steps on it, the line of the poem pops up. And the kids were supposed to design the experience, so as they went along on their poetry trail, people would see these things, and they would get flowers, and they would get a book in their hand, and they would experience the environment. So those are kind of 2 ways that I try to bring that experiential learning into from history into Minecraft, and I've had huge successes. The kids they write like crazy, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact because they're there and they are really truly experiencing history.
Absolutely. Great points and great ways to make those, to integrate it into any subject area. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so there was a question from our Q&A from Makisha. Thank you so much for watching, Makisha. So what's the difference between Minecraft, between the game and the story mode? What would be the age group for story mode? Is story mode appropriate for elementary school, and are there any graphic images? So I'm gonna turn this question over to Shana because she and Kaylin were just talking about story mode. So if you could just please share your experiences with that.
Watching Kaylin play because I wanted to find out what Minecraft was. Story mode was very user-friendly, easy for her to understand, and basically it allows her to create. So I was laughing with, I know, Sarah, rafranz, a couple other members of my PLN, because she heard somebody say that they were going to build a college using Minecraft. She's like, all right, I'll build my school. And so she went home, pulled out her Minecraft and she started building her classroom. She said, this is where the chalkboard is, this is where this, that, and the other, and built the entire school. So it just basically, the story mode to me allows kids just to kind of use their creative things. I know, like, there's times I've watched her and there's sometimes some animals pop in. I'm not, like I said, not Minecraft savvy at all, but I've watched animals pop in and she'll tell me this is a sheep, this is something else, those are some type of special spider, those types of things. But it's not anything that, I mean, she's 7, so as an elementary age kid, I don't see any problems with story mode and her using it. We allow her to play Minecraft every day whenever she wants to. If she has her homework done, which that's a whole nother ball of wax for a first grader to have homework, but she has her homework done, and we allow her to play Minecraft. So story mode just allows her to just kind of let her creative juices flow. Whatever she feels like doing, she's able to do. If it's just explore the world, she might create a world from scratch. Whatever the case may be, the story mode allows her to do that. When you're in that active mode, like I said, that's how we started out. And that was very defeatist for her because she didn't understand that these creeper people were coming to kill her. And she's like, why? I just want to build a house. And so I would say story mode for younger kids just because it was very, now she can play the other mode, but the creative mode she likes better just because she can just kind of do what she pleases and kind of roam and build something here, go play with sheep over there, whatever the case may be, and kind of be a 7-year-old. And I think she enjoys that the most.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. And Garrett, you had something, a point that you wanted to raise.
So before raising that point, I'll just point out there is, and this is more just sort of terminology in the Minecraft world, there is actually a game called Minecraft Story Mode too. And I'm not sure if the question asker was referring to that, but I love the idea that you brought out, Shana, about what we call in the Minecraft world creative mode, which is that story mode, the ability to build just anything, and you've got unlimited blocks, and you can fly, and you can basically create to your heart's content. So story mode, though, if that was the question, yes, it is appropriate. The game Story Mode by Telltale Games is appropriate for young kids. There's not a lot of graphic violence, and I do believe that there are settings on there that you can turn off the violence. But there is a little bit of violence. You do have to attack some creepers, and you have to attack some spiders and things like that. But the key point that I was going to make is in talking about sort of how do we use Minecraft, I want to address it for the teachers out there who don't yet have Minecraft. Minecraft is this powerful cultural tool. This powerful cultural connection. You do not walk through any area where there's kids wearing a Minecraft t-shirt without kids looking at you and saying, do you play Minecraft? That's the bottom line. And we have this tremendous opportunity here to make use of this cultural connection. Similar to, we've seen rap come into the classrooms in terms of word rap. And with Minecraft, one of the ways that I've seen a couple of teachers do this, as a couple of examples, is Lynn Telfer, a teacher over in Australia. She does not have Minecraft allowed in her school. Yet she is very, very functional with the YouTube environment. She's good friends with me and a number of other big YouTubers. And her kids are fans of these YouTubers. So what she did was she took a story, and these are PG, child-friendly YouTubers. She took a story that they had created in their YouTube world and said, okay, kids, we're going to make a game out of this story. And the amount of engagement was just so powerful. She had students who just were never engaged in class, but because it's Minecraft and it's such a culturally relevant piece to them, we have the opportunity. So don't think just because you don't have Minecraft that you can't understand it a little. Look to the community out there. Look to the PG, child-friendly YouTubers, the content that's being created out there, the Redstone developers, and see how you might be able to use that to connect. And if you do have any questions on that, I have been using Minecraft since pretty much its inception. So don't hesitate to reach out to me on Twitter at PBJellyGames. I'm happy to give advice and feedback and guidance on how you can use it.
All right, fantastic. So Traci, are you still there with us? Have one question for you. All right, great. So so Shana had a great question that she dropped in the chat. So what would be your suggestions of implementing Minecraft in a school makerspace, like the management side of things?
Great question, and you guys all probably know it's about to change. Minecraft right now, you have to work with your IT department, and you have to get it installed, and you have to get a server set up if you want it to be available outside of a very small environment. Beginning in June, it's going to be available via Office 365. It's now a Microsoft product. It will have a $5 per user fee, and students will have to have Office 365 accounts. That's going to be a big hurdle for a lot of us, I know. But just for if you had money burning in your pocket and you want to spend some money right now, I tell people for $500, you can get a lab worth of licenses and a server and work with someone in your IT department to get it all set up. And beyond that, it's really just learning the teacher console and the rules of play. So, Bryce has very set rules for his students when they come in, his peers at the elementary school, for what they can and cannot do. We have very certain rules around no griefing and other Minecraft EDU terminology that they play out in the room. But really, it's just a little bit of effort with your IT department. And if they give you a hard time, have them reach out to me and I'll walk them through it.
All right, thank you so much for that, Traci. So, Steve, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, Steve. So I remember before we went on air, then you were talking about the difference between Minecraft. I'm sorry, between Minecraft EDU or plain Minecraft. I think that Traci just talked about some of the changes, but if you can also share what you were sharing before we went live on air.
Sure. What I was saying before is so there's Minecraft, which Traci was talking about too. Minecraft, what we call in Minecraft terminology, there's what they call vanilla, which is the real Minecraft that you buy the regular licenses and use, whether it be on a server or play locally. You can play single player and open up your world to let others into it and things like that. That's just regular old Minecraft, which is how the game was originally launched and continues to be updated. Teacher Gaming LLC is a company that was founded by Joel Levin and some folks, I believe I want to say Finland, I could be wrong. What they did was they created an educational mod for Minecraft that provided a number of tools for educators to use. What they also did was started and nurtured very organically one of the most amazing communities of educators that I've ever seen, in terms of educators who are passionate about this game and about sharing what they're doing and collaborating, and I mean it just beyond tremendous. So now fast forward, and Microsoft purchased Minecraft and subsequently purchased Minecraft EDU, and what they are in the process of doing right now, and we're very close to a large-scale beta test, and then over the summer it'll be freely available to get people oriented to it, and then like Shana was talking about, the licensing, that would start presumably in the fall. They're just rebranding and creating a product called Minecraft Education Edition, and being that they are have purchased Minecraft EDU and we're working closely with Joel and everything, they are keeping many of the great features that had and bringing in new features that will continue to enhance the experience in a learning environment. They're also bringing about a big portal that'll allow educators to communicate, to share resources, including lesson plans and such. And that website is education.minecraft. Not sure if it's going to be if it's .com, .org, but you'll be able to find that. So anyway, so right now they're in a bit of a transition, but I believe the future is very bright for educators using Minecraft, and hopefully with some of these other programs, like I mentioned, the mentor program earlier, that's an initiative by Microsoft to create opportunities for teachers that are new and interested to have people to reach out to for support, as well as the greater community. As I mentioned, that community, game-based learning educators are about the most wonderfully generous group that I've ever been in touch with, so I'm very proud to be part of that community. And help is everywhere, so anybody's interested
All right, I think all right. I think we might be losing you with your internet. It might be cutting out a little bit, but great tips. So there was a question in the Q&A about if Minecraft will work on Chromebooks, and John just responded in the chat that it does not work on Chromebooks. So let me see. So thank you for your question. Who's that? Paul. Thank you for your question, Paul. So that is your answer right there. So we have one more question lined up for our panelists, and that one is that one comes from Mario in Spain, and I forgot to mention the first three that I asked came from Rachel in Minnesota, but this last one comes from Mario in Spain. In what ways can educators balance the freedom of play with measuring learning objectives? So what are your thoughts on that? And I think that I will throw this one to Rose.
Oh, sorry. What was the question again? I was reading.
Oh, no, it's fine. The question is, in what ways can educators balance the freedom of play with measuring learning outcomes?
Okay. That's what I'm trying to find out right now, because I don't want to kill the game, but I want to find a ways to actually promote learning. And as my content is English, the idea that I actually know English and I can help them communicate with the larger community has been my mojo to actually try to find a ways to promote this learning within the game or outside the game. So I think it quite depends on what you are going to teach, and the other people in the room, they have more experience and they probably have more ideas. But for me, as English teacher, that's what I've been trying to do, because English is the language for communication in the large community. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to understand how this community work and then support my students so they can actually participate in this community of Minecraft and YouTube and so on, like helping them create their own game, YouTube videos in English, for instance, would be one thing. So I think it would be something compatible with the game I would do.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. And then Brett, what would be your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I suppose I'm coming at this sort of question from a real teacher's perspective rather than a gamer's here. Now, I love my Minecraft as much as the next person, and I literally just tweeted out a screenshot from my own little world that I was mucking around with last night, and made sure I took one before I came on here. But look, I think when we look at this from a teacher's point of view, we've got to look at what's our objective. What do we want? So we're not playing Minecraft because we want the kids to be really good Minecrafters. We're not playing Minecraft because we want them to learn that game. In exactly the same way that we don't teach them how to do email because we want them to be really, really good at that particular type of email. We're not really wanting them to learn a brand or a tiny niche program or anything. What we want is for our kids to become better at their learning. So we've got to pick our particular skill set. Now, for in Rose's case, I was just thinking straight away, right off the bat, one of the best ways to learn language is immersion in language. So if your kids are watching YouTube clips, I couldn't think of a better way. If they're absolutely, totally absorbed in the Minecraft world of YouTube, can you imagine the language that they're being flooded with? So in that same vein, if we pick then, okay, well, if I want my children to practice their literacy and understand their comprehension, how can I use Minecraft to capitalize on that? It's a little bit like Fulham says with the whole, it's not, technology is not the driver. Technology accelerates what we want to actually get. So if it's a history, if it's language, whatever it might be, we've got to be smart as teachers and work out how can Minecraft facilitate what we want to do. And I think it was Gareth right at the beginning who said, like, it's not just having them play Minecraft because Minecraft is really cool, which it is. That's like the carrot that we want to use to then capitalize on other learning. So we make sure we have a really upfront with our matrices, our assessment grids that we say, well, in your Minecraft world, you're going to need to do this, 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 and then we embed academic rigor into what we're actually doing. And I think if we're open and honest with our children, with our students, and say, you are playing Minecraft, and that's really cool because you're going to be champing at the bit to try and do that. But what I need as your teacher, I need to see these academic outcomes too. And we're open and we're honest with that, then they'll work towards those academic outcomes, because the trade-off is if they're not hitting those academic outcomes, then there's not going to be any Minecraft being kept in the classroom. So it's a beautiful balance. It's the carrot and the stick, but it's the carrot and stick in a digital virtual world that's really, really engaging.
Absolutely. Fantastic. All right. And then John, I believe you were next.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll second what Brett says, because it's very true with in my experiences. I have, when I'm looking for outcomes from kids or what do I assess these kids on, there are content objectives, and there are the bigger picture, the kind of the common core objectives, but beyond that, it's experiences that I can't foresee, because every kid that plays Minecraft, if we try to figure out and create a big enough rubric to possibly showcase what every kid could possibly come up with, it's just not going to work. They stun me with their creativity, with their innovation, and with their approach to the issues, the learning. And so that's what really excites me about Minecraft and what I get out of my students. I love seeing that, and that unexpected surprise from students is a joy. I really like the writing aspect and the reflective aspect of Minecraft. Kids are constantly, as they're watching videos of Minecraft, as they're playing Minecraft, they're constantly talking. And many adults see that, and parents see that as, oh, my kid is off doing something crazy, and they run out of the room. And it drives them nuts to hear the kids and the YouTubers back and forth and the banter. But that's a conversation, and that's critical for that language development for my kids, and I think for all kids too. So I encourage that. I encourage the kids in my class to converse with each other and to get excited about it, because that reflective part is so important. And as I mentioned earlier with the writing element, if you can get your kids on the computer or on paper and to write about their experiences, they will tell you some amazing stories. And when I do one of my history assignments, I have 150 kids or so, and I get 150 different points of view. They all have the content in there, but it is a joy and a pleasure to read because of the excitement that they have in their storytelling.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so I believe Steve, I think you were unmuting yourself, so
Yeah.
go right ahead.
Well, I apologize for whatever I was pontificating, and it seems like I got frozen there. So hopefully somebody picked up on what I was maybe sharing about the difference between the different versions. I don't know where that went, or if you caught most of what I was saying.
I think we caught the bulk of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but if you could just please kind of just recap what you said for us, like maybe the last little bit of it.
Well, I mean, I was at the point where I was talking about, the new up and coming Microsoft Education Edition, which is going into a beta very shortly, and then will be freely available over the summer, and then the licensing that I think it was Traci was mentioning will start probably in the fall. But essentially, it's going to be pulling, a lot of the great things that were in the original Minecraft EDU version and building on that. And and Microsoft has been great about taking a whole lot of educator input. I've been very pleased to be part of that process and continue to, and they're bringing educators together. They're definitely listening. There's definitely a transition happening that has some people maybe a little bit unsettled. I believe it's going to be, fantastic when the transition, makes its way. And I, as well as many others in that community, are very happy to support people as they, take any, approach to using Minecraft in the classroom. So, that's kind of where I was, I think, trying to end with that. But it's an exciting time, actually, in terms of seeing where we, where that shift goes and how, influential educators and students, very importantly, are in creating this experience that will, continue to carry that game. And what all of the educators I know speak of is the importance that we cannot take the kids' game away from the kids. We can't hijack this game. The game comes first and is so crucial to the culture that people were talking about. So I think that's loud and clear and at the heart of anything. It's like we're not, the idea is not to make this edufied version of the game, but create an environment that makes it perhaps, easier to use for educators and students in that environment.
Absolutely. Fantastic point. All right, and we're going to kick it over to Garrett to wrap it up for us.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be that good at wrapping it up, but I think there was a couple of points. First of all, I think Stephen is absolutely bang on, and I love the comments that John made in terms of the storytelling and how that really engages. And the point that I was going to make is on, when it comes to assessment, we've gone through transitions and periods in education where now we're starting to look at assessment from a reflective standpoint, giving the kids an opportunity to really reflect on what they're doing, whether it be in the case of blogs, whether it be using Microsoft Sway or various other tools. And, I look at it from an age-old gamer, as I've been involved in games my entire life, and I can tell you, you ask me to do something typically that I find boring in a game, because it's related to the story, because it's related to my progression within that game, and I know that just at the end of that, just over that little cliff, is going to be some really amazing element of fun that I get to engage in, I'll do it. And I'll do it without thinking. I'll do it because it's part of the immersive elements. And I think that's one area that we can really drive our students, and John has done it exceptionally well, and I know of a couple of others like Spanish who are doing it exceptionally well, taking these worlds, these ideas, these contents that we need to create, and turning them into educational games, turning them into some form of adventure. And I do that myself. It's what I focus my time on, is how do I take this content and make it fun. And what you'll find ends up happening when kids are involved in this game, again going back to Stephen's point, don't take the game away from them, find a way to use it, is you get kids who, they're looking at this content in this immersive fashion, and their entire cognitive senses are going, and their brains are on fire for this, and they're part of the experience. So when you ask them to write about it, when you ask them to blog about it, it's not blogging or talking or reflecting on something that they've just seen or read or heard. It's blogging about something that they felt and seen and been a part of and been immersed in. And that is where you get this, in my opinion and from what I've seen, this powerful response where, like John was saying, you get 150 amazing responses out of students, when the flip side of the coin is you get 100 forced responses or 150 forced responses. So there's amazing opportunities to use blogging, to use these reflective tools, get into a little bit more tech. Your students know it already. They watch us YouTubers. They know how we create the videos. They ask us all the time to do, showcases on our technology and what we use. Give them that opportunity. There's plenty of free video creation tools out there that you can use, and just watch your kids share the experiences that they're having and share the learning that they have. Put them in that position, and you've got yourself this wonderful cake mix of significant education potential.
All right, fantastic points. And I just wanted to thank all of you, everyone on the panel, for your insight about Minecraft. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to everyone who has been following along with us on Twitter, on the Google Hangout, people who have been lurking, people who have just been, who will come back later and check the archive for information. So the chat will be transcribed, and the Google Hangout will be available as an iTunes podcast in the coming weeks. So hopefully you all will come back next week, and we'll see you for Tweet and Talk number 44. The topic will be a healthy curriculum, a healthy teacher. So that's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Anyone can be a panelist. Just leave a comment on our Google Hangout page, which is bit.ly/tweettalk44 for next week. Once again, bit.ly/tweettalk44. Also want to give a very special shout out to EdCamp Nova. So if you happen to be in the DC metro area or anywhere within driving distance of that, if you go to edcampnova.org, you can register for this phenomenal EdCamp that's going to be going on this coming Saturday. So hopefully there'll be a lot of participation there. So if you're interested in subscribing to the EduMatch podcast, just visit bit.ly/EduMatch podcast. So that's all, folks. Thank you again to everyone for such a great and rich discussion, and have a fantastic week.